Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to another episode of Mark Talks Wrestling. Hope you guys are doing well. This episode is a little bit different. We did a watch along today for Night of Champions. So I know some of you like to watch Night of Champions fully and maybe see other reviews of what you thought of their show. Afterwards, I thought what I would try and do is do a overall thought of what I thought of each match and my overall ranking and what I thought of it overall. I think I said the word overall about 50,000 times in the space of 2 minutes. The reason why is because I talked for 3 and a bit hours earlier and my brain is sort of fried to the max. So we are going to be going through each match. We will be discussing it of my thoughts and what I thought of it, and I will be sort of giving my rating of what I thought each match was and how I thought of it. Each match will be rated out of 10, um, and we do that at the end of each one. So, to kick off Nights of Champions, we had Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. So, I've got a piece of paper here, I'll show you. I have written down my notes of what happened during the live stream of the watch along and what was happening as well at the same time. So you can see as well if you watch the watch along with me going like that because I'm concentrating on trying to remember and stuff that has happened that I need to talk about. So as we all know, if you've watched this and you haven't watched it already and you're watching this not knowing what's gone on, please go and watch it. Unless you want spoilers, because there's going to be spoilers in the next 3 seconds. So as we know, Seth Rollins is now the new world heavyweight champion. He is the first person to be holding this title, the inaugural, and he is the only one that go. There was debate and talk that he was going to be carrying on the legacy before, but this is a fresh start. Seth Rollins is the only superstar in WWE history to hold NXT, WWE, Universal, and World Heavyweight Champion. He is going to be one of the goats of his generation. And also, Triple H brought back the finger pointing, which we all love. Pictures, which we all love to see. Match was solid, very, very good match. It wasn't slow pace, but it wasn't fast pace. It had the right amount of pace throughout the whole thing. I do apologize. Throughout the match, going through it all, it was very cleverly done. There was a lot of false finishes. You could tell that in the first beginning, and at one point there was like two of false finishes for each person. AJ going after the leg, and when the leg was injured, going straight to the calf crusher, and I thought that was a really nice touch. I thought that was great to see. I thought the way that he did it was brilliant. The one thing that slightly annoyed me in this match, and I think because the match was so good that I'm nitpicking, and I think the nitpicking I'm going with is Seth Rollins' knee. He injured it and went to do a curb stomp, but then stopped, did a pedigree, which meant he landed on his knee, but then could get up and then do it. And it's like, but surely if your knee's hurting and you land on it, you can't carry on from it. But he won. He picked up the win. He is going to be now the new world heavyweight champion. The reason why a lot of people said that this was kicking off Monday Night's Champions was because of his filming that he had to do for Captain America. He also said he will be at Monday Night Raw this Monday as well, and every Monday moving forward. But I think we can all agree he is just holding that title for Gunther. Yes, I did an awkward silence. So yes, so Seth Rollins is the new world heavyweight champion. In the comments, I want to get your reactions. Was predictable? What did you make out of that match? Next up, we had Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. Ed's favorite, Becky Lynch. I thought Trish was very good in this match. There was a little bit of ring rust because she hadn't had a match since 2014 or 2000. It was a four, I think. Not 100% sure, but I remember him saying Becky Lynch took a lot of punishment. She made she's selling Trish very well, and I thought she did it really well. This was my top 3 matches of the night. And I thought Trish, the way she sold moves as well, was really good. There was one point in the match where Trish does that handstand on the rope flip. She did it once, did it well. She did it again, missed it a bit, and Becky Lynch sort of had to try and get the legs back and then do it again. And then we get to the ending where Trish rolls out the ring, tries to go underneath the rope, underneath the ring, doesn't work out. She then jumps back in the ring, distracts the ref, and Zoe Stark comes out and hits a C360, which is a GTS backwards, which I thought was really nice touch. Why is this a really nice touch? You've got an NXT talent who, as Tom Collier has said on his show, that Zoe Stark has a bright future and Vince McMahon is very high on Zoe Stark, which means she's getting a push. And not only that, when Trish isn't around, Zoe Stark is. So she will have a storyline moving forward. When she did the C360, it does look like she broke Becky Lynch's nose. It was a lot of blood. And on Twitter, you should have seen the picture. There was a lot of blood. And it also helps Zoe Stark in the future. She's going to be working with the likes of Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch to help her grow more for the future. I think Trish can now go off for a little while and they can start feuding Zoe Stark and Becky Lynch till Money in the Bank. I would have Trish cost Becky Lynch again at Money in the Bank to build to another match for SummerSlam where you can end it all and Zoe Stark can carry on being that star moving forward and build her up. So that's my opinion on that. I thought that was a great match. Really thoroughly enjoyed that. Here we go. First time I've said that. And I thought it was a really great way to sort of get the first women's match done. What I will say is Becky Lynch coming out looking like Kill Bill, and it was the 2006 Trish Stratus attire, which is a throwback to Lita versus Trish main eventing Monday Night Raw, which was a big historical moment for the women in that time, and that's why I think Trish Stratus is right in what she says. She is the pillar for the women that are doing it today. Next up, we had the Ring General versus Ali. Right. I've been slagging Ali off for a very long time. Now, does he deserve it? Yes. Am I right in what I say? Always. Never fucking wrong. What I saw today from Ali, let's take the ring aspects away for just a minute. And let's look at the video package of him going around Saudi Arabia to the religious, I can't ever say the name and I don't want to butcher it, so I'm not going to try and pronounce it, and wearing white and his hair getting cut, and the promo he cut there was superb and I really enjoyed it. With that, I really liked the way Ali did it, and really brought that character up. I fucking hate the positively Ali shit. It is not him. He doesn't need. He does this really. I'm really happy. You should be happy, but I'm gonna get beaten up. No. What I want to see is who are you? Who are you as the person? I don't have to know the real you. I need to make it believable. This positive Ali bullshit isn't believable. But what I saw today was believable. And I have to say, Gunther, Ali is very good in the ring, but Gunther made Ali tonight a bigger star than what Ali was before going in. As we all know, I am a massive Ring General fan, and I love the Ring General. And Ludwig Kaiser introducing the Ring General was superb. And I have to say, the chops that Gunther was giving Ali was incredible. And then he went for the first 450, and I legitimately thought that was the end. I was like, you're not doing this to me, WWE. You're not doing this. And then he went for a second one, which then he missed, and I really thought he was winning them when he went up for the 450. I thought, that's it. That's the end. Ali's winning. I'm going to cry in a very big blanket, ending all the streams and never talking to anyone ever again. But he missed. The Ring General does his drop kick into the corner, picks him up for a power bomb, and pins him 1, 2, 3. Ali put on a great, great showing. and he is always fantastic, but the Ring general is better, and we all know that, and we can stand by that, and that's how life works. Next up, we had Asuka versus Bianca Belair. Now, this match wasn't as good as WrestleMania. I thought it was okay. I thought it was all right. But I think the big main points that I've written down here is Asuka's boos were quite loud, but Bianca's reactions were mixed. When I say mixed, I mean there was a bit of booing, a bit of cheering, but not much else. It wasn't a loud reaction. And I thought the ending was very, very clever. I thought the way that Asuka was using the hair the whole time was like a tool that she could use if Bianca was getting too far away. She could wheel her back and get her back again, and sort of go for it, move it forward. I thought that was amazing the way they did that. And the spray, she missed the spray to the face. And you could tell on Bianca's face after that spray missed, she was like, I've dodged a bullet here. I'm not worried anymore. And then Asuka did a very clever thing by spraying it into her hand. Goes for the KOD, but as she's going for it, claws the eyes and blinds her, which then she does 2 kicks type things to the back of the head. And Asuka is now the new Raw Women's Champion on SmackDown. Yep. Dom Dom distracts Natalya. Now we're on Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Champion for Raw Superstars. Dom Dom distracts Natalya. Natalya gets thrown in the stairs, thrown in the ring, and then picked up, bombed. In that match, it lasted 1 minute 9 seconds, 69 seconds. That match lasted 69. You can make all the jokes you want. I will not be doing it. Anyway, yeah, not much to talk about. 10 out of 10. Tyler got destroyed. Very happy. Then we're in the final 2 main events. Okay, so I did say at the start I'm going to rate each match. So Seth Rollins versus AJ, I've given it 8 out of 10. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Trish versus Becky, I'm giving it a 9. Gunther versus Ali, I'm giving it a 10 just because Gunther won. Bianca versus Asuka, I'm giving it a 6, a 7 out of 10. Rhea Ripley versus Natalya, 10. For 2 reasons. 1, we did get a 5-minute match with Natalya. And 2, 69 seconds. And then we get into Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. So they were really pointing out that Cody Rhodes has a broken arm, forearm basically, just there. And he has a titanium arm strap cover, which when he said that, first thing I wrote was, he's going to use that. And I thought it was brilliant. And I thought the way that he was using it was with force. It wasn't the old, he was going like this when he was going for it. When he went for the suicide dive, he led with that arm and went for it and was making sure that this arm, it was the left arm, wasn't it? Yeah. The left arm was the one that was going for it and sort of hitting Brock properly when he was doing it. And I thought that was great. But the first Kimura that was locked in went on forever. Went on for a very long time. At times I was like, okay, you had one Kimura lock on Monday and it broke your arm and you're in this now for about 10 minutes and it's not doing anything. You're slightly passing out, but you're not. And there was about 4 crossroads in the end and 1 F5. But a 20-minute Kimura lock. Then they went in the Kimura lock again and Cody Rhodes passed out. I don't think they should have got Cody Rhodes to pass out, me particularly. I think I was watching our local establishment and they made a very, very good point, which I agree with. where they said that the referee should have just intervened and just stopped the match, not get Cody Rhodes to pass out, because then you sort of protected Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes hasn't just passed out because of a Kimura. He's sort of, the referee's gone, no, I'm not letting this superstar withstand any more damage. He needs to be protected. And I think that would have do it. But the one thing that was telling at the end of the match, Cody Rhodes was still standing at the end when the Brock was going out of the ring, and basically Brock was laughing on his way down. And we now move into the main event. This was probably no. This Bloodline storyline, people have said that it's been going on way too long. Now, I get that. But the storytelling in every match that Roman Reigns does with the Bloodline at the moment, it makes you, when you're doing like the SmackDown building up to certain things, or the Raw, or whatever's going to build up, so you go, oh, all right. But then when you get to a premium live event and you get Roman Reigns in that ring, you just sit back and you just admire the greatness that is currently Roman Reigns. He is on 1,000 days as WWE Universal Champion. If he stays champion for another 25 days, he will break Pedro Morales' record of 1,025. That was 50 years ago. No champion in the history of wrestling, or maybe WWE, I don't know about all other promotions, has had a champion that has held the title in this modern generation where everyone is a goldfish. And yes, that is a lighter for the candles I have behind me. That's my notepad. Where you have sort of the goldfish of the modern generation, where after about 4 or 5 months, people get bored and you just need a new title change straight away. I don't believe in that. But one of the things that I found really heartwarming was the reaction Sami Zayn got, the attire Sami Zayn wore, and his tears that he had in his eyes when he was walking down to the ring. And I thought what was really special about this match was the way that Sami Zayn was able to, wasn't able to, because we know he can. He did his introduction for himself and Kevin Owens in Arabic, which I thought was special. I had no clue what he said. I had no understanding, but I liked it. It was new. It was something different. Arabic is a really nice language. And I just thought, when I was watching this match, the way Roman Reigns was getting the crowd sort of really, like, you had all, if you watch Roman Reigns' 25-minute entrance, it wasn't, but it felt it. When he was going down to the ring, you had all these people wearing banners saying Roman Reigns 1,000 days. And those were gone when Roman Reigns got in that ring and he started. There was a few, but they were mainly gone because of the heel work he made. He made the people that wanted to support him hate him. And I thought that was excellent in the way he did it. And I thought the way that Roman Reigns was always running away from Sami Zayn and not doing anything to him until the prime opportunity to beat him down and attack him, I thought it was great. And the way that this tag team match was a tag team, this wasn't 4 individuals trying to show their weight. It was a tag team match. It was a heel tag team versus a babyface tag team, which means one thing: fucking great tag team wrestling. Yeah? Brilliant tag team wrestling. I thought the way the beatdowns were happening, Sami Zayn is so good at being beaten down every single fucking time and getting that hot tag. It makes you feel something every time. And you know what's happening with Sami Zayn. You know he's going to get beaten down. You know that this is going to be the end for him. But at the same time, you sit there and you go, yeah, come on, Sami. And then we had the ending. I want to appreciate the referee. The way that referee took that spear, fair fucking play. He got cut in half with that. Absolutely destroyed in half, that referee, with that spear. It was brilliant to see. It all gets kicked off. Sami going nuts on Roman, and then Jimmy and Jay coming out to help Roman and Solo. Now, I feel like when I watch this back, that the first super kick that Sami Zayn got was actually meant to be for Solo, but Solo wasn't there, so we had to retake the super kick again. But when he took that they super kicked Solo and Sami moved out of the way, Roman Reigns' face was brilliant. And the one thing that WWE have done in the past is really, and this is credit to the OLE as well, because they really pointed this out to me as well. Really focused on Paul Heyman's facial expressions all the time. This time they didn't. He was in the background or around. You could see it, but they're not focusing on it. And the acting, you get Oscar-winning performances that don't do half as good job as what these wrestlers are doing right now. And the way that Roman comes in, starts shoving Jimmy and Jay in the face, and Roman Reigns turns around and Jimmy hits that super kick. I tell you what, the reaction from myself and the crowd were different but similar. The crowd were going nuts, and I'm like this. Literally all it was. I was in shock. I was in awe. I thought, what a brilliant way to end that feud. And then as Roman Reigns is going down, super kick again. Solo gets back in the ring, stunned, Helluva kicked, and win. And then just at the end, I thought the really good part and the telling part of that story was when Jimmy hit that first super kick, he turned around to Jay and go, "We are brothers. We stick together." If we remember, and we're going to go full circle now, all the way back to the pandemic when this all kicked off, the Bloodline kicked off, and Jimmy was the first person hesitant to get in, but Jay was fully invested. That's when this going full circle. Jay is still in shock, doesn't know what's happened, doesn't know what's going on, and that's what I think this is set up for Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns versus Jimmy Uso for the WWE Universal Champion, which will then lead into SummerSlam, where we will get Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso for the WWE Universal title, and Jey will win, but will get cashed in on at the end. That's my prediction. That's how I feel we'll be going, and that's how I feel. That's what I think will be happening. So yeah, overall, that match was a 10 out of 10 for me. It was perfect. The storytelling, the way everything felt, the acting. I was so invested in that match that when I was doing the watch along, I went quiet. I was just watching with intent to see what was going on, seeing what was happening, see what I could try and see differently to what other people could see and what I'm looking at, which is a great thing to see. And I just loved every single second of that. And I want to see more. So we are going to get more of the Bloodline. It is going to end very soon. But yeah, so overall review, I think this Night of Champions was an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. There was a couple bits here and there that I didn't like or didn't enjoy, but overall, I thought this was an excellent pay-per-view. I feel sorry for those people that refuse to watch a Saudi show, but that's their beliefs. But I feel like that you cannot miss at this precise moment a WWE Premium Live event, because if you miss one, you're going to miss an absolute epic bangers of a match, and that's what we got, banger after banger after banger. So yes, overall 8 out of 10. I'm going to leave you with this. We have a new world heavyweight champion. We have Seth freaking Rollins. But tomorrow, we're going to find a new NXT Women's Champion. So be there tomorrow, NXT Battleground. I will be doing a live watch along. Please come and join me, where we will be talking through each match, going through them, having a little chat during all of them as well. And we will be seeing who will be the next NXT Women's Champion. How will the Eli Dragunov and Dijak match actually end? And please, Gallus lose. Diamond Mine, please take those titles. Will Carmelo Hayes be able to break the curse of hometown heroes coming back to win? So with that, I will give you all love, all care. Thank you guys ever so much for joining me. If you haven't been able to watch my watch along tomorrow, don't worry. I will be doing an NXT Battleground review like I did for this one later that day. It will be a lot later because I will probably sleep in between. But yeah, so with that, thank you guys ever so much, and I will see you guys for the next video. And don't forget to fucking subscribe as well. I love you all, but 97% of you are not subscribing. Subscribe. I love you. Please. I can't find the button.